and we wouldn't travel with anyone else.
Hi, we're Lloyd and Debbie,
Hi.
and this is our 10th trip with Wilderness, which we absolutely love, and we're just going to have another wow of a time travelling to South Island, New Zealand this time around for 3 weeks. You can lead.
Oh, okay. Well, we just love New Zealand for a start, and we love travelling in a motorhome. So that's our preference, how we do it, and of course always with Wilderness, because we never go wrong, do we? You know, I think that's why you keep coming back to the same company, because we don't even look at another company because we're so happy, and your motorhomes are just first class. You know, we can't hire anything like that in Australia. One thing I find with Wilderness is, and it's a compliment to you, Mary, and the company, you've never dropped the ball on just the little things. It's the board when you come in and your name's up, it's being picked up at the airport and taken back, and it's the feeling you get when you come here. You just feel so welcome, and you've never wavered on that. You've never, you know, I think companies expand and sometimes they lose sight of the personal touch, but that's the thing for me. Wilderness always has that personal touch, and also it's a phone call away if you need help. Just checking in, how's your trip going? It's all those little things to me that's, I think that's what brings you back to the company every time. It's the customer service, and your staff are exceptional. You know, we always feel very welcome when we come here, don't we?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We do love Kaiteriteri. I think one of the staff here recommended to go up there, and so we can't come without going there. We just love that area there.
And the National Park associated with
beautiful.
it, and lovely scenery, beautiful coloured aqua water, and golden sands as well. I mean, we've travelled with Whitsundays a lot, and there's a bit of a similarity to that, like similar to
Bay of Islands.
Bay of Islands, yeah.
Which we've been up there, we have enjoyed that as well. Yeah. Queenstown is definitely a favourite of mine, more so than Lloyd.
Debbie comes.
Mind you, he enjoys it when he goes, so.
Debbie comes for the Boston cream buns at Ferg.
That's true. We just love the scenery. We love, we feel like New Zealand is really set up for motorhomes, much more than Australia really. And yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything to that?
No, that pretty much tops it off. No, we really like touring holidays, and the scenery and the diversity of the scenery in such a small area. Compare it to Australia, for instance, like you've got to travel long distances to get that diversity. So you can be in an alpine region, you can be on the Canterbury Plains, you can be on a golden beach somewhere on the South Island, all within a day or two. You even land up on the glaciers and you look out to the ocean, which is like even Kaikōura with the snow-covered mountains, basically on the ocean. You don't see too many vistas where you can see the ocean and look up at a snow-covered mountain at the same time. Yeah, so
there's just something about the snow-capped mountains right on the ocean. I think it's just the most beautiful location.
You always have to go to the lookout and take a photo up there, and I think most of the photos of the vans are from the lookout looking down over the van down into the bay with the snow-covered mountains in the background.
I guess we always headed that way first because often we were heading then on to Blenheim for an air show, so we always went that way, but it's a real favourite of mine, yeah.
I love the Fiat Ducatos for their driving position and their comfort and their seating, the elevated view. The other great thing we like about motorhomes especially is the fact that once you've unpacked, you're unpacked. And it's not this Airbnb, hire a car, pack, unpack each day. And even if the weather goes bad, you can change your itinerary and have that flexibility. And so like you can check the weather and go, okay, there's a bit of a low pressure system up the top of the South Island. Okay, we'll go south or vice versa. So you can do that. But then you can also just pull up and stop and do whatever. You know, you've got it all. If you see somewhere nice you want to stop and enjoy, well, you can just do it. You know, especially if you've got the luxury of a bit more time. You see some videos on YouTube where people have hired for 4 or 5 days and it's a, you know, whirlwind tour and they're not really getting to see everything and they're driving from dawn to dusk and that's not really quite taking in. But if that's all the time you've got, well and good. But I think you need at least a couple of weeks minimum to do a south or to do one of the islands anyway.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Absolutely, I would recommend anyone to travel in winter. You know, you're never cold. And also you don't have the crowds. So we sort of prefer that, don't we? But they're so well equipped for winter conditions.
Yeah, you can get a beachfront spot, the holiday park at Kaiteriteri, no trouble at all compared to we've been told in Christmas time we've got people and families that book there a couple of years ahead and it's all booked out and it's very busy. Yeah.
And it's just quieter. You know, it's our preference to probably to travel at a quieter time, isn't it? Yeah.
Sometimes we come in April for the Marco Air Show too.
Oh, we have been at Easter when it's been
done
easier,
that probably 3 times. Yeah.
I was just thinking before about a time on my very first trip we were travelling through Haas Pass, thinking about travelling in winter, and there was a really dreadful bus accident where a bus rolled and we were stuck on the road for hours, weren't we? And you had the diesel heating back then and we thought, how lucky are we? We're sitting here, there was ice on the road, it was freezing and people were so cold and we were so cosy and could make a cup of tea and you know, we just had to sit it out, but we were sitting it out in comfort. We really appreciated that, yeah. I remember having to make the bed up every night. The green cushions, pale green cushions, we had to squish them all. It was very comfortable, squish them all in every night to make the bed. And I mean, we did 2 trips in the base jumper like that. And then of course you introduced the European vans. But no, we just thoroughly enjoyed ourselves the first time. We've done a couple with Maui over in Australia, in Western Australia. We've done 2 trips in Western Australia. And another one during the pandemic, we did a south coast of New South Wales because that's the only place we could go. Look, we had a great time and their motorhomes are satisfactory, would be my description of them. They just don't hit the mark like the European motorhomes do, just for comfort level.
The Burston and Corrado motorhomes are outstanding quality. And we've seen that also in people's other comments in YouTube videos, especially Americans that, you know, they're not used to seeing a very light coloured decor inside the van, and with the LED lighting it makes it, you know, nice, open and spacious and not dark and gloomy.
and I think every time we come we see improvements, you know, like, you know, they just get better and better.
Yeah. And we love the motorhome with the double bed, the island bed.
Yeah.
It's easy to get around. But in general, New Zealand, getting back to the original question, it caters more for motorhomes in terms of the holiday parks, the freedom camping, the dock sites. Like, you don't have dock sites in Australia. You have national parks, and there are some places that you can go camping, but they're not as readily available as they are in New Zealand. And so, like, even like public dump stations, things like that, you don't really see that so much in Australia. And the holiday parks, and they're geared up for mainly caravans and large SUVs, 4-wheel drives, towing them, but you don't see as many motorhomes. You see some, but nothing like you see on the road in New Zealand. Yeah?
We are, yes.
Yeah, anything else?
Saturday we're booked to go whale watching in Kaikōura, hopefully. We've attempted 2 or 3 times before, and every time we go, the weather goes against us and they cancel the trip. So we're really hoping we'll do that. And we're going to Doubtful Sound this time, which we've not been to before. We've done
Milford twice before, once by bus and once by air out of Queenstown.
So we're keen to do Doubtful Sound and actually stay down in that area too.
Yeah. Are you going to go on the cruise on Doubtful Sound?
Yes,
Lovely.
yeah. So so that'll be something we haven't done before.
Yeah. If you're looking for your first motorhome in New Zealand, do your research online and think about where you want to go and what sort of van you want and what suits your needs and your budget, I guess, really, which can control what you rent. Don't skimp on it because it's your accommodation for the next week, 2, 3 weeks, in all sorts of weather conditions as well. So bigger is better in my point of view. A permanently made up bed is a lovely luxury, and if you're 6 foot, definitely go the double bed. Don't get a cut-off bed in a smaller van.
Full insurance, I think, is a definite.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a really good package. Wilderness has
really
got.
gives you peace of mind.
Yeah.
And all the extras as well as your barbecue and everything else that comes with it.
Yeah, because I mean, what you've got there in that product, that insurance it's just all open and transparent, and there's no sort of hidden extra costs and charges which I've seen with other motorhome companies in Australia, or like when you rent a car or something like that, all the additional insurances or excesses. So, you know, I think you normally recommend the full insurance package, and like you can't go wrong. I mean, I think on one trip I did knock off a couple of the running lights on the back of the van. It's the only time I've ever done it in 9 trips, and I was kicking myself after doing it, but no questions asked, you know, like, okay, it's covered by insurance, all good, yeah.
Okay, well my definite was seeing the baby seals. Yeah, that's a real, to me, it was just the most unique wildlife experience you could ever have. And I still enjoy to go back and see them in the new location, but there was something about that waterfall that it just touched your heart. It was just beautiful. And also, we went to Cape Renga. Is it Renga? Yeah, I found that we pushed ourselves to go there the day we were a bit pushed for time, and I really wanted to go there, and I felt that was a magical experience. Standing up there was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And of course Milford Sound and going up Fox Glacier. What about for you?
A lot of those scenic flights are outstanding.
Oh, Tekapo, we love Tekapo. We love being on the lake at Tekapo and going up to St John's Observatory. Yeah.
But for me, my bucket list thing was going up in a World War II Mark 9 Spitfire out of a Marker airfield, flying over the Wither Hills, you know, with the winery autumn leaves on the vines, and going off the coast of Blenheim and doing aerobatics, inside loops, barrel rolls, aileron rolls. That was my childhood bucket list type thing. And then, like, you can't do that in Australia. And then a couple of years later, I got to go up in the P51 Mustang out of a Marker as well, which is based there, and did aerobatics in the same area. Yeah. So yeah, you can't do that in Australia. And the only other place you could do that Spitfire flight is in the UK. There's only 4 of those aircraft flying without the dual cockpit, and they let me fly it, and I'm not a pilot. I couldn't believe it, because I'd done some helicopter flight training and things like that. They said, okay, you can have control, and just, you know, the main pilot's in the front and still had control, but that just blew me away that someone would allow you to do that in a $25 million rare aircraft.